Okay, boss. In the last class, how many of you felt it tough, boss? Many of you? See, in the last class, I was not basically teaching you any concept there. I was just helping you to understand how BW works, that's it. But BW ఎలా ఉంటుందని I was just showing you, I was not teaching you about any of the topics there, okay? So now you should understand the fundamental concept about when you say you're implementing data warehousing applications. What is that you're doing? You will basically understand the reporting requirements, find out where is the data available, and based on that you create your data source and create your target, connect both of them with what? Transformations, and trigger the data flow using your info package or DTP, and data is loaded to your target, and then the reporting is done on BW. And these reports should be used by your business users for analysis. Allow on BW. Okay. So today what we are trying to concentrate is, we are trying to concentrate on, but you understood that there will be info objects. You group those info objects, create cube, all those, yeah? Now we are trying to understand something called extended star schema. So very, 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 very important. If you don't understand, stop me, because this is going to be the base for SAP BW Info Cube. Because when you're doing modeling, so you're doing the entire modeling to formulate this particular schema in the back end actually. Okay. So what is that we're trying to do as part of this schema here? Now look at this. So when you say extended star schema, that is the actual back end design of your info cube. When you basically create your cube, instead of creating some cube, internally in the back end it does form a schema. When it's a schema, group of tables joined with primary key, foreign keys. And by joining that way, it is enabling you to have multi-dimensional reporting. When I say multi-dimensional reporting, you just store the value in one form, okay? And you analyze the same data from multiple angles. Say for example, you store amount, and you use this amount to analyze customer, you analyze product, you analyze sales organization, you analyze company code. Any dimension, you start analyzing them by using this KPI amount. So all your KPIs, key figures would be in the center, and you'll have all your dimensions, and you start analyzing these dimensions by using this measures. That's how it is. That is a multidimensional analysis. But when you say multidimensional analysis, it should look like a cube, where you have 3D or 4D, 5D, 6D like that. But it doesn't store the data that way in the backend. In the backend, it's all table. Any database, they have to store data in form of table. So they use lot of tables and join them to form a schema. Once the schema is formed, it does enable you to have multi-dimensional reporting in the front end. నీకు మల్టీడైమెన్షనల్ రిపోర్టింగ్ వచ్చేదానికోసం వాడు చాలా టేబుల్స్ వాడి జాయిన్ చేసి ఒక స్కీమా లాగా ఫామ్ చేస్తాడు. అట్లా స్కీమా ఫామ్ చేయడం వల్ల నీకు మల్టీడైమెన్షనల్ రిపోర్టింగ్ వస్తుంది ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్లో. అంతేగాని క్యూబ్ లాగా డేటా ఎవడు స్టోర్ చేయడు బ్యాక్ ఎండ్. బికాస్ అల్టిమేట్లీ వెన్ యూ స్టోర్ డేటా ఇన్ డేటాబేస్, ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు బీ ఇన్ సమ్ tables only. So they start grouping those tables to enable you multi-dimensional reporting. But how we should join those tables, how these tables should be grouped, is what explained in extended star schemas. So SAP does use this schema, extended star schema or BW star schema, which defines how the tables have to be structured, how the tables have to be joined, what should be structure of each of these tables, and how these tables have to be joined to enable multi-dimensional analysis for you. Okay, now look at this. This is how it looks like. Sorry. So this is how it looks like. When you say, you understood what you're trying to learn? You're trying to learn the back end of the cube. Yesterday you created some cube, right? But actually we should know the back end. Then when you create a cube, you'll understand exactly what's happening in the back end. Okay? Cube is a multi-dimensional object which will allow you to analyze your multi-dimensions based on the measures what we have. Okay? You just store a measure, okay, at the center, and you surround all your dimensions around it, and you start analyzing these dimensions by using this KPIs, or not measures. That's the point. అలా చేయాలంటే టేబుల్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఎలా జాయిన్ చేసి ఉండాలి, ఎలా స్ట్రక్చర్ అయి ఉంటే అట్లా మల్టీ డైమెన్షనల్ రిపోర్టింగ్ వస్తుంది నాకు అని వాడు ఒక డిజైన్ తయారు చేసుకున్నాడు. ఓకేనా బస్, ఫైన్. Now look at this. When you say info cube, when you say extended star schema, you'll have all these tables. Look at this. What is? You'll have fact table connected to what? Dimension table. And dimensional tables are connected to what? There's something called SID tables. And SID table is connected to master data, which could be of three types: attribute, text, and hierarchies. This is the outline of the schema, how it looks like. Mottam tables anni ila untayi. And fact table and dimension table would be inside the cube, and your SID tables and your mass data objects would be outside the cube. Ila untundi schema. We'll get in details. Okay, table open chestam. Okay. So when you look at extended star schema, we're going to have something called fact table, which is connected to dimension table, and dimension table is connected to SID table. SID table will be connected to master data bus, which could be of three types. So what we do is we don't store all the master data into single table. In order to normalize the data, we split master data attributes into one table, text data into one table, hierarchy, parent child data into a different table called hierarchies. I told you already what is, slight introduction I gave you: attribute, text, and hierarchies. Okay. So now, now if you look at this link, it says 16. What does it mean? Your cube will have one fact table and connect to maximum of 16 dimension tables. Why, what, how, we'll get in here. But just overview. You'll have something called fact table in it. It's all tables, okay? And this fact table will be connected to max 16 dimension tables, maximum bus. Why only 16? We'll see. But you'll have one fact table in the cube, which will be connecting to 16 dimension tables. Actually, the fact table will have all the key figures in it, measures, and it will be surrounded by 16 dimension tables maximum bus. You remember yesterday in the cube, in the dimensions folder, we could have 3 dimension data packet, time, and unit, and you could create 13. Those is so whenever you create a dimension folder there, it actually creates a dimension table in the backend. Actually, okay. So in the cube yesterday we created, there are 3: time, unit, data packet, and then one VAVist. So that was a cube with 4 dimensions actually. Like this, we can have a cube with almost 16 dimensions like that. Okay, boss. So with the help of primary key, foreign key relationship, your fact table will be connected to 16 dimension tables. And when you say cube, cube will include fact table and dimension table. So it should include max of 17 tables in the cube, not one table. Okay. And each dimension table can get connected to 248 SID tables. Each dimension table can get connected to 248 SID tables max. Okay. And each SID table will represent one master data set, which could include 3 types: attribute, text, and hierarchies. Why 16, why 248, why this, we will see the link. But this is how the architecture looks like, or the schema looks like. Okay. Clear on this? And when you say cube, it's we only refer fact and dimensions. And the SID table, mass data are outside the cube. Okay. Now if I get in lot of tables, this is how the schema looks like. Look at this. You have the fact table at the center, and how many dimension tables do we have in this? In this design we only have 5, but we can have up to what? 16 like that. Okay. And you see a circle out surrounded by this, that is what? Cube. So the fact and dimension tables will constitute your cubes. And this cube, and what are the connections outside that is what cube is connected to that. Dimension, fact, and the cube on it. And anything the next set of links are what? Cube is connected to them. That's how it is. Yeah. So now if you look at this dimension table here, look at this dimension table. It is connected to how many SID tables first? 1, and what is this? 2. And this SID is connected to attribute and text. This SID is connected to an attribute and text. Like this, for one dimension table, how many SID tables can I link up? 248. Each dimension table can link up to 248 SID tables. Why? We will see. Yeah? And each SID, and if you look at this, this SID has got its attribute text. This SID has got attribute and text. If you look at this SID, it has got attribute, text, and hierarchy. It doesn't mean that all the 3 are mandatory. I can have master data built only with attribute. I can have master data built only with text. I can have master data indicating only with hierarchies, or with all the 3 also. Either use all the three, either one will represent one SID table. Okay, numbers. Now if you look at this one, this dimension table is connected to how many SID tables? 1, 2 and what? 3. And this SID is referring to all the three. Master data, this also referring to all the three, but this is referring to only attribute and text, possible. Clear this? If I have complete schema, if you see, this is how the link looks like completely. And when the schema is formed this way, which is enabling you to have multi-dimensional reporting with high performance. Okay? Let's get into deep. Now what I am trying to do is, first I am not getting into the cube, I am only focusing on this part of it. What is this? This part of master data objects. SID table and master data. We'll just concentrate on this part, then we'll get on to the other part. See, in BW, the basic object would be infobit bus. Either you create a container called master data, or either you create InfoCube, either you create DSO, whatever it is, it's all going to be what? Infobits. So, based on the requirement, you will create say 10 or 15 infobits, then group them, create a ODS, or group them, create a master data, group them, create your cube, whatever it is. So, it's all going to be based on what? Infobits. Okay, now, so to understand the master data tables, SID tables, we are starting with this now, infobit. So, do we have different types of infobits? Like we had characteristic, key figure, time, unit, and all this, yeah. But here in the schema, we will try to refer only two, like say characteristics, key figures. That's it. Don't worry much on it. Okay. What I'm saying now is, whenever you create a characteristic info object, it automatically creates one table in the backend called SID table. Every characteristic info object will have its own SID table. For example, if I create a characteristic called X customer, it will create one SID table for it. If I create a characteristic info object called product, it will have one SID table automatically created by system. You don't create it. You just create a characteristic info object and system would create the SID table automatically. Okay, now with this structure, look at this. Let's say I create info object called Z_CNO. That's my info object name. Let's say I create this way. So, is this a characteristic or key figure? It's a characteristic. So, it's going to create an SID table automatically with this naming. So, look at this. You'll have SID of customer number. And what is this? Customer number. At the two columns, to a table created automatically. For every characteristic info bit you create in BW, it does create one SID table in the backend with a structure like say you'll have one column as characteristic column and a numeric column which we refer to as SID column. Surrogate ID. SID stands for surrogate ID. Okay. So surrogate is something, it's an ID which is generated by the system, which will be numeric always. Okay, now look at this. Info bit create jagane automatically okay, SID table create. If you want, you can see this. Yeah? If you remember yesterday we created one info object was what was it? Kelly, where is Kelly's take? Yeah. So this info object yesterday we created, let's say customer. Look at what is this here? We never observed it because that was not relevant to us yesterday, but we did never observe, but it was creating a SID table automatically in the backend. And if you get into, if I double click, I can see the table structure formed. Hide all this column. What is it? It's got a customer column. It is SID. Look at this. A customer number column, and what is this here? SID. This is actually it's a what? It's a table which is created in the backend. Automatically this was created. Okay, boss. Atla, whenever you create info bit, it automatically creates an SID table in the backend. Yendukane we'll discuss now. Okay. Now look at this. Once the table is created, it will be blank. Initially, your info bit is blank, and your SID table is also blank. Okay. From then onwards, for every characteristic value I insert into the characteristic info bit, it does generate an SID for each characteristic which is a numeric value. ఈ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ ఇన్ఫో బిట్లో పెడుతున్న ప్రతి ఒక్క వాల్యూకి SID టేబుల్లో ఒక న్యూమరిక్ వాల్యూ జనరేట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు నేను అక్కడ C100 అని పెట్టాను అనుకో, కింద C100కి ఒక నంబర్ వస్తుంది. C200 అని పెట్టాను కింద C200కి ఒక నంబర్ వస్తుంది. అట్లా ప్రతి నువ్వు క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్లో పెడుతున్న ప్రతి వాల్యూకి ఒక నంబర్ జనరేట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఎవ్రీ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ విల్ హ్యావ్ SID టేబుల్. Every time you insert a characteristic value into this characteristic info bit, it does generate an SID which is numeric in the SID table automatically. That's why see, when I insert C100, C200, C300 here, it has inserted 3 records in the SID table. Say for C100 the SID is what? 2, for C200 SID is 3, for C300 SID is 4, and that is done automatically by the system. You don't do anything. You'll only insert the value C100 bus. System will take care about generating a unique integer number which is a numeric value as SID and inserts that into SID table. Once it generates SID, what happens? From then onwards, from the next table joins, it starts referring these numbers instead of the characteristic values. With the SID table for C100, it identifies one unique number as 2. From in the next level tables, when he wants to join as primary foreign key, it starts using those numbers. It doesn't use those C100 or 2 alphanumeric values. Right? So now what I'm saying is, so why is it doing like this? Why is he generating one number? Okay. Basically what he's trying to do is, your customer info bit value are alphanumeric, C100, C200, C300, right? To convert that alphanumeric value into numerics, we are using this SID concept here. Okay. So when you basically convert, why is converting in? Ante processing of numbers is much faster when compared to processing of numerics, alphanumerics. That's why you want to process the data faster. Okay, is converting that alphanumeric value to a numeric value by using what? SID concept. And because C100 is alphanumeric, so when you got to process alphanumeric data, it is much slower. So by using this SID table concept or SID concept, we are converting this alphanumeric value to a numeric values. Then from next onwards, I start processing 2. Whenever I want to process C100, I will be processing number what? 2. Wherever I want to perform a SQL or select querying on 200, C200, I will be using what? 3 number. Atla. So it is representing one integer number for every characteristic value combination. And it does use that SID values in the next level tables. So when the numerics come into next level tables, processing of those tables will be much faster. Clear on this? Now you should ask me one doubt. Say, since my customer number is C100, C100, you would need an SID bus, right? But let's say in my business, in my business I'm generating customer number only with numbers. I'm not using character C. For every customer, I'm generating one unique number as what? 1001, 1002, 1003. Is it not just number? In that case, do you need a SID table to convert? You getting what I'm saying? Why are you using SID table? You want to convert that alphanumeric value to numeric value. But if I start using customer numbers in my business as 1001, 1002, which is already a number, do I still need an SID? Yes. Yes. Why we still need an SID? Why? Because is this a characteristic info bit or key figure bus? Characteristic info bit. I was stressing on. If yesterday you've seen when I was creating characteristic info bit, I had 4 data types: char, numc, dads, and times. Suppose if you wanted a characteristic info bit to hold only numbers in it, what is the data type will you use? Numc. Numc into the numeric character. So even though I store values like 1001, it is still treated as what? Does it make a difference like this? So is it, even though it is a number, it is still treated as processed as character bus. So even in this case, I will still need an SID to convert that alphanumeric value to number value. Numeric string into an integer value. So this integer is going to be of data type what? Int bus. Integer. So it is going to be pure number bus. What does it do? Clear this bus? Did you understand why we are using SID table? ప్రతి క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ SID టేబుల్ ఎందుకు వస్తుంది అంటే, ఆ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్లో ఆల్ఫాన్యూమరిక్ డేటా ఉంటే నంబర్లే కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకో, ఒక్కొక్క వాల్యూకి ఒక నంబర్ అసైన్ చేసి ఆ నంబర్ వాడుకుంటాం. సో నంబర్ని ప్రాసెస్ చేయడం ఫాస్ట్ ఉంటుంది. ఆల్ఫాన్యూమరిక్ డేటా ప్రాసెస్, ఆల్ఫాన్యూమరిక్ అంటే ఆల్ఫాబెట్స్ నెంబర్ 2 కలిపి ఉంటే ప్రాసెసింగ్ స్లో ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి దానికి ఒక్కోదానికి ఒక నంబర్ అసైన్ చేసి నంబర్ ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తాం. అది పాయింట్. సో అప్పుడు పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ పెరుగుతుంది అన్నట్టు. దట్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ లుకింగ్ అట్. ఓకే.
So SID will only be generated for primary key.
No, I'll come. Did I say that? What did I say? Yeah. For every characteristic info bit, it will have a SID table. I said. I never said primary key or nothing. You can take customer name, even that will have a SID table because customer name is also a characteristic info bit. It should have a SID table. Yeah, I never said that. Yeah, I'll clarify. I know your doubt. Now look at this. Let's say by understanding this model, I am trying to create some master data like this. Look at this. See, master data has three types, right? Attribute, text, and hierarchies. I am only focusing on master data attribute. Let's say by using 4 info objects, I would like to model material master data bus. Material master data attributes only. Okay. Now look, what is the 4 columns here? Material number, material type, unit of measure, and price bus. Okay. Now before we move on, one more point. I said for every characteristic info bit, it generates SID, right? So for time characteristic, will have SID table? Yes, it's also characteristic. For technical characteristic, will it have SID table? Yes, it's a characteristic. For unit characteristic also, it will have SID table. But what about key figure? No. Key figure info bit will not have SID table. Because why? It is already numerical. That's already number. That's already value. So we don't need any SID to convert it to a number back again. Clear on this? Key figure will not have SID table. All characteristics, whether it is unit, time, technical or normal characteristic, will have SID table. Okay, boss. Now, let's say this is the 4 column. I would like to build my metal master data attributes with 4 columns like this. If I need 4 columns, how many info objects do you need to model? Same table in BW create Jalanna. If you need to format this table in BW, I would need what? 4 info objects. Okay. Now, for metal number, what type of info bit will you create? Characteristic. For metal type, what kind of characteristic will you create? Characteristic. And what about unit of weight? Ante ee product is measured in kgs, liters, bags and metal. So, what kind of info bit is this? Unit characteristic. Right? Ante it's also a characteristic. Yes. Next column, I want metal price now. What type of info bit is this? Key figure. Right? Okay. So, I'll create 3 characteristic info objects. Metal number, metal type and unit. And then what? One key figure, price. Once those 4 info objects are ready, I'll start grouping them to create metal master data attribute table. That's the concept. Okay, numbers. Now, when I create these 4 info objects, how many SID tables will it create in the backend? 3. One SID table for metal number, one SID table for metal type, one SID table for unit, and price will not have SID table because it's a key figure already. So now when I've done this, it is created in the backend. Yeah. So when I do this, this is how it looks in the backend. So look at this. I created a characteristic called MNO. It has got its own SID table. I created a characteristic called what? Metal type. It has got its own SID table. I created a characteristic called unit. It has got its own SID table. I created another key figure called price. It doesn't have a SID table. Why? That's a key figure. Itla backend lo tables create automatic when info objects are created. Okay, numbers. Now, out of these 4 info objects, what is my main primary key characteristic for my entity? See, when you say master data, you are building some table or entity to store information about certain master data entity, like metal master. We are going to use all these info objects to model an object which will represent data of an entity, master data entity called material master. Right? Now, out of this, what is the primary key column? Which is the primary column? Metal number column. Right? So once I have all these 4 info objects, then what I do? I take metal type, unit, price, these 3 info objects, and I'll model them as attributes of metal number. Once all these 4 info objects get created, I need to create a relationship between these info objects, saying what? Metal type is an attribute of metal number. Weight, unit of weight, it's an attribute of metal number. Price, it's an attribute of metal number. I need to relate them. When I relate them and start activating, then it creates that attribute table for me. Four info objects create in tarvata. Now I need to use metal type, unit and price to create attribute table of metal number. When I say I am creating metal master attribute table, I am creating this attribute table for what? Metal number. Now next point, look at this. Every characteristic info bit can have its own attribute table, can have text table, can have hierarchy table. Now, Metal number, is it a characteristic or key figure? Characteristic. Can it have attribute table? Can this have its own text table? Can this have hierarchy table? Yes. Now metal type, is it a characteristic bus? Can metal type have text table? Yes. Can it have attribute table? Yes. Can it have hierarchy tables? Yes. Now unit, is it not characteristic? And unit characteristic undadu, but all other normal characteristics can have attribute table, text table, hierarchy tables undochu. Okay? Every characteristic can have like that. Now what I am trying to do is, I would like to build attribute table for characteristic which one? Metal number, by using other columns like metal type, unit and price as attributes. Can I still create attribute table for metal type also? Can I create text table for metal type? Can I create hierarchy tables for metal type? Yes. But now, as of now, my requirement is to build attribute table for metal number, because metal type, unit, price will act as attributes of metal number. Metal number not main key, beginning one attributes are not. So I need to control metal type, unit, price as attributes for metal number. I can create attribute tables for any of this, okay? But as of now, my requirement is to create attribute table for metal number by using metal type, price and unit numbers in the concept. Clear? You understood this. Now next point. Yesterday I told you, once my info bit is created, can I reuse in n number of structures? Can I use it in n number of tables? Now let's say, now I created metal type. Can I use this in attribute table of metal number? Yes. Same metal type object, can I use this as like say attribute of some other info bit again? Can I use this in the cube? Can I use this in another ODS? Yes. But we cannot use twice the same object in one structure. ఒక్కసారి ఇన్ఫార్మేటివ్ క్రియేట్ అయితే సేమ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ని చాలా స్ట్రక్చర్లో వాడుకోవచ్చు, చాలా టేబుల్స్లో వాడుకోవచ్చు. క్యూబ్, ఓడిఎస్, ఎన్ని క్యూబులు కావచ్చు, ఎన్ని మాస్టర్ కావచ్చు, ఎన్ని వాడుకోవచ్చు. కానీ ఐ కెనాట్ యూజ్ ద సేమ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ట్వైస్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ స్ట్రక్చర్. ఇప్పుడు మెటల్ టైప్ని 2 సార్లు మెటల్ నెంబర్కి యాట్రిబ్యూట్గా వాడలేను అన్నట్టు. బట్ ఐ కెన్ యూజ్ ద సేమ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మెటల్ టైప్ యాట్రిబ్యూట్ ఆఫ్ మెటల్ నెంబర్ యాజ్ అన్ యాట్రిబ్యూట్ ఆఫ్ కస్టమర్ నెంబర్, యాట్రిబ్యూట్ ఆఫ్ సేల్స్ నెంబర్, attribute of company code, anywhere I can use it. Say now I got price bus. I want to hold this as price of metal number. I want to hold this as attribute for another object called product. I want to use this attribute of some other object also. Bus. I can reuse it like that. Okay. Now look at this now. So since we can reuse it, what does it mean is, whenever I am using this object into some other structure, okay, it means I am not using physical version of that object, I am only using copy, only the logical definition of that object is used there. Nenamante I've got info bit called metal type. Metal type ni metal number attribute table lo one anuko. Metal number attribute table lo metal number ni physical ga vadutunnatte, కానీ metal type ni matram ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ మెటల్ టైప్ లెంత్ ఎంతో, డే టైప్ ఎంతో తీసుకుని ఆ కాలం లాగా ఒకటి ఫామ్ చేసినట్టు అంతే. ఐఎమ్ ఓన్లీ యూజింగ్ ద స్ట్రక్చర్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. చూడు నౌ if I model metal type, unit, price as attributes of metal number, what will happen now? చూడు. So this is what I've done for the physical version of metal number. For the physical version of metal number, I have formulated attribute table by using metal type, unit and price as attributes. Okay, so these three physical are still like that. Okay, when I use metal type as attribute, I am only using the logical definition of that column. Still I have metal number as a separate object. ఆ మెటల్ నెంబర్ టైప్ ఆ కాలమ్ డెఫినేషన్ మాత్రం వచ్చి ఆ పక్కన కూర్చుంది ఆ కాలమ్ డెఫినేషన్ కోసం. బట్ హియర్ ద టేబుల్ ఫీల్డ్ నేమ్ విల్ నాట్ బి ఎం టైప్, ఇట్ విల్ బి సంథింగ్ లైక్ /BAC/M టైప్ అని ఉంటుంది. కాలం వేరే కాలం, ఆ కాలంకు డెఫినేషన్ వచ్చి ఎవరు చెప్తుంది, ఎం టైప్ చెప్తుంటున్నాను. బట్ ద ప్రైమరీ కాలం దిస్ ఇస్ అట్రిబ్యూట్ టేబుల్ ఆఫ్ వాట్, మెటల్ నెంబర్. అంటే మెటల్ నెంబర్ని ఫిజికల్గా వాడుతున్నా, వేరే అట్రిబ్యూట్స్ అన్ని ఓన్లీ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఆఫ్ కమ్ ఇన్ దర్ అంతే. అందుకు ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ను చాలా దగ్గరలో వాడచ్చు అన్నట్టు. వన్స్ ది ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇస్ క్రియేటెడ్, ఐ కెన్ రీయూజ్ ఇన్ ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్. మీన్స్ వాట్, whenever I am using, I am only using structure of it, the logical definition. అంటే దీనికి ఇంత లెంత్ ఇంత కాలంతో కాలం ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అంతే. This is how it works. Did I understand your question now? You said every attribute, not only primary key, even attributes also will have SID table bus. But when I use them as attributes, I am not using physical version of those objects. I am only using the logical definition of those objects. So it means I am not. So it means this metal type will not refer to this SID table. Metal type is separately available, which is referring to that SID table. That SID refers to a physical object. This virtual object will not refer to the SID. Since this is an attribute table of metal number where you are using that physically, this will refer to what? SID table of what? Metal number. Ikkada edha doubt unda? Sure. So for you to clarify the doubt, I am just same. I will try to create this in the system and show you once. Okay. So I am trying to create one object. XS say MNO, okay, MNO, okay. I will say date of a square and length as 4, okay. I will tell you what it is now. Now will it create SID table for this? Activate this. So as it is, this is physically available now, okay, object back. Does it have own SID table there? Yes. Next, one more object, XS M type, metal type. Let's say char and some length. I wanted it as some say 12. Okay, will it have SID table? Yes or no? Activate. Yes, it will have SID table. Yes. Now we wanted one more. So can I, for the other unit, can I use 0 unit bus, which is already there? Yes. And 0 also will have SID table, 0 unit. Will it have SID table? Yes. Next, I wanted to go with some price here, which is what? Key figure. Create info object, XS price. This will be of type, amount, and let me give it as fixed currency or something, okay, INR, okay, fixed INR, okay. Activate. So all my objects are created, okay, all my 4 objects are ready. Now what I am trying to do is, I need to configure my price, okay, and metal type and what? Unit as attributes of metal number. So what I will do now, I will go to metal number object. I am going to the physical version of metal number object. Metal number is a characteristic, right? So for metal number, I want attribute table. Can metal number have attribute table? Can metal type have text table? Sir, attribute table? Yes. Now I would like to build attribute table of metal number. So I will go to metal number, go to master text tab. Here the checkbox which indicate that for metal number I would like to build attribute table. Yes, I want attribute table. So as soon as I say I want, observe this tab here. As soon as I say I want attribute table, what is the tab comes in? Attribute. Now tell me what attributes you want. Which info objects you want as attributes? Yeah. XS M type. Yeah. So when I am using that object here, it means I am only using structure of it. I will tell you. Then what? 0 unit. Then XS price. So these 3 objects I am using as attributes for this. Now I am formulating what? I am formulating attribute table of what? Metal number. Activate. That's right. Okay. No error. Okay. Now W. Now my tables are created. Now I can see that attribute table. Go to this attribute text. See, this P indicates attribute table. We will get in detail later, but now this is a table. Don't worry in all this column. What do we have? First we have metal number column. Then we have what? Metal type, unit of measure, and price. Okay. You see those columns here, but you get to still see those columns separately. Metal type, yes. Can this have its own attribute table? Metal number attribute table attributes pettocha. This is physical version again. Metal type physical separate untundi. I am still using it as attribute there. Adi I am only using logical. If I go to the metal type, టేబుల్, ఇంకా నువ్వు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే టేబుల్ చూస్తే యూ గాట్ దిస్ కాలమ్స్ లైక్ మెటల్ నంబర్, రైట్? చూడు ఏం చేస్తుందంటే it is brought some field name. It is not using that alphabet name there. It is using some naming like /BIC, some name, and then it is using some concept of what is here? Data element bus, which will define the data type and length. Char 12, unit 3, currency 7. From where is this definition coming from? The structure of it. That has got some definition. That definition is being used here. The concept. Did you understand this point? Yeah. So that's what I mean to say. When we are using, when I use this metal type as attribute, it means I am only using the structure of it. Clear on this? Now tell me. So look at this. Now what I am trying to do is, I am trying to insert some data. I try to insert some M100, some metal type as methane. I just extract this metal master from different source and load it to what? Mass data table. Now when I load this data, does it generate SIDs bus? You see, it is generating SID only in the SID table of metal number. Why? Because I am inserting the value of metal number only in the physical version of what? Metal number. But metal type, these all are what? Only the structures bus. If I insert the value into this metal type which is physical version, then it will generate SID in the metal type of SID table. Artham kala? When I insert metal master data here, it generates SID in the SID table of metal number. Why not metal type? That's what my question. For ethane, should I generate one SID? For methane, should I generate SID? Why it is not generating? Because here I have inserted the value into metal type which is used as only structure of it, not the physical. If I insert my data into physical version, then it generates SIDs. Arthamaindanna? Getting this? I will show you this. Now we just created one metal master kada. So will the metal master have SID table bus? Onto the SID table, this is SID table, you can see the data in the SID table. ఏది ఉందనో బ్లాంక్ ఉంది అంటే why this blank? We have not yet inserted any data in the master database. So for now, we are not loading it from different source. Let me try to maintain the data manually first. Metal number, right click. I am trying to maintain mass data for metal number. Right click, say what is this? Maintain mass data. Manual data enter chestanu. Okay. Execute. I'll come back to all this later, but for now, M100. Okay. Ethane something. Then unit and EN. Price raw, we'll see that later. Did I create one record here? I create one record where? In the mass data of metal number. So now what it does is, if I go and observe the SID table, okay, it will generate saying what? For metal number M100, it generates one SID column. What is this? It's a number 2. But how the 2 comes in, from where it comes in, we'll discuss it later. But it brings in one numeric value always like this. Now I should observe why it is not generating. Let me observe metal type SID table, okay? Go in. Now this is the SID table of what? Metal type. Is it generating anything? No. If I go and insert, now let me maintain mass data for metal type now. Okay? Type 1 is okay, something. Okay, boss? Save. Now will it generate SID in the SID table of metal type? Because you are inserting value into physical version of it. Okay. So for metal type 1, what is the SID bus? 2. A number same undochu problem, but 2 different sets. Did you understand this? What is physical version? What is copy structure? Yeah. Any doubt, boss? Either అర్థమైతే అయిపోయింది వీడియో, నథింగ్ ఎల్స్. అది అర్థం చేసి నేను తనకలాడుతున్నా అర్థమైద్దో లేదో అన్నట్టు. Now look at this. When I create this object, it is physical version. When I use that, reuse in some other structure, I am only using copy version, nothing but the structure of it. But this, see, with this I just created an attribute table of metal number. It means I am using physical version of metal number. I am just creating attribute table of metal number, right? It means I am using metal number physical version, but others are structures. That's why when I insert mass data into metal master, metal attribute table, it only generates SID in the SID table of metal number bus. Now tomorrow if I change this metal type as from ethane to something gethane, will it change SID? Why? SID is specific to metal number, not the attribute bus. Attributes marana kuda SID maradu. But if you insert new record as M300, it generates one new record. But if I delete M100, it delete SID. But if you change attributes, it no way affects SID because SID is specific to that characteristic value, not the attributes bus. That's what I showed, right? In the metal master I was holding as ethane. In the physical version I was holding as type 1. Yes or no? Though? In the attribute table of metal number, metal type was holding something called methane. In the physical version of metal type, I typed in as type 1 something. I wanted to show that it can hold different data bus. Basically pulling out the structure, definition of it. The data type, length, and the shape on it. Clear? Okay. Any doubt but still? Okay, done. Now look at this. Similar way, now for metal, is my metal number characteristic in alphabet bus? Yes. For the same characteristic, how we manipulated attribute table, I can also manipulate text table, and I can also manipulate what? Hierarchies. All these hierarchies, text table, attribute table will all refer to what? The same SI table. Now what is the purpose of text table bus? What is the purpose of, what is the purpose of text table? Look at this. The main purpose of text table is to maintain descriptions in multiple languages. For example, I've got metals like M100, M200 bus, okay. Now what I want is in the reporting, will the business be happy when I show them the metal numbers M100, 200 say, will they be happy, or I'll say actually M100 is like notebooks, M200 is laptops. So I give a report like saying notebooks, laptops. Will that be meaningful, or will that be meaningful to give M100, M200 in the reports? It will be meaningful to give the naming, laptops or notebooks, and which could differ based on language to language. In English you say notebook or laptops, but in German it could be different language, Arabic it could be different language, right? So what do you do? Based on the login language of the user, I want my descriptions to change in the report. There will be one report for any language bus. Depending on the login language of the user, the report description should change for me. So what I'll do? I'll dedicatedly use my text table to maintain the description in multiple languages like that. Saying like what? M100 English notebook was. M100 German Clear? Then what happens? When I run my same report with logging is English, I would get to see as notebook. If I run the same report with German, I would see a different description. So that is the purpose of text table, to hold descriptions in multiple languages. And in this table, metal number and language together are primary key. That is allowing you to have multiple language description for the same product. If M100, if metal number is primary key, will it allow you to have multiple records with same key column? M100 So metal number and language together are primary key. That's why it accepts M100 English, M100 German. So in the text table, metal number and language together are primary key, which allows you to maintain multiple language descriptions for the same product. M100 EN, M100 DE, M100 Arabic. Clear on this point? Now my question is, why should I split my descriptions into another table? Why don't I combine this also into attribute? Got my question? Instead of storing description column in a separate table, why don't I add another attribute saying what? Description and better. Within attribute table, I can add one more column saying description and add it up, right? Adi. So if I need to bring in the description column into attribute table itself, I need to bring in language column also, which will force me to maintain description in multiple languages. Up to okay, for each metal number, can I get, let's say I'm maintaining description in 5 languages. Will I get 5 records? In that case, will I get to store attributes 5 times? Attributes are not changing as per language, but still I'm storing the information 5 times. Will it become denormalized? Text table ni attribute table రెండింటిని కలిపి ఒకే టేబుల్ లో పెడితే denormalized అవుతుందా కాదా? అవుతుంది. So to overcome this denormalization, is trying to maintain text data into separate table, attribute data into text table, attribute into separate table. Either you create entry into attribute table or text table or hierarchy table, it does create SIDs. Okay, and hierarchy tables will not consider much now. We just say you'll have something called hierarchy tables which will hold parent-child data. That's it. Tree-like hierarchy data was level up, level down type of hierarchy data. We maintain that in hierarchy. For example, for metal number, I want to maintain hierarchy on product type, product category. Then I want product. So I would like to build this kind of data like tree-like structured data and maintain that in the reporting. So I will go with what hierarchies. అది ఎలాగని మళ్ళీ చూద్దాం బట్ జస్ట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ వి స్టోర్ ఇన్ హైరార్కీస్ లైక్ ట్రీ లైక్ స్ట్రక్చర్డ్ డేటా వి స్టోర్ ఇన్ హైరార్కీస్ అండ్ ఆల్ దీస్ త్రీ వుడ్ రెఫర్ టు సేమ్ SID టేబుల్ మెటల్ ఇది దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ ద మాస్ డేటా ఇస్ బీన్ బిల్ట్ ఇన్ ద బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ ఓకేనా బస్ నౌ మెటల్ టైప్ విల్ స్టిల్ హ్యావ్ SID టేబుల్ ఇస్ దేర్ బట్ వీఆర్ నాట్ యూజింగ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ దిస్ సినారో దట్ SID టేబుల్ will be referring to physical version of metal type but we are not using that here. That's how it is. Clear? Okay. Any doubts? Suppose I don't have M300 here. I insert M300 in the text table. Will it generate SID for M300? Yes. M300 is not there in the attribute, but I insert just only in the text table as M300. Will it generate SID first? This SID will represent occurrence of metal number either in attribute table or text table or hierarchy table in all the three also. M100 మూడిట్లో ఉన్న ఒకే SID వేసుకుంటుంది, ఏ ఒక్క దాంట్లో ఉన్న ఒక SID జనరేట్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. SID represents occurrence of the metal either in attribute table or text table or hierarchy tables and all three also. మూడిట్లో ఒకేసారి నంబర్ SID వస్తుంది, ఏ ఒక్క దాంట్లో ఒక SID జనరేట్ చేసుకుంటాడు. So SID will connect all the three tables, attribute, text and hierarchies. Now what is the purpose of SID? Why are we using SID table? To convert the alphanumeric value of characteristics into numerics value. And when is this SID table getting filled? When you insert value into characteristic, it generates SID. Generally, when you load your master data, when you fill your attribute table or text table or hierarchy table from the different source, it generates SIDs in the SID table. Now I just maintain it manually, but in the real time we don't really maintain master data manually, but we will be extracting the data from different source and target. How did you target the cube? Same way we will be targeting master data. When you target master data, the data gets loaded to attribute table. When the data is loaded to attribute table, internally system will generate what? SIDs in the backend, which will be a numerics. And why it is 2, 3, we'll see when you get onto the system, not now. Okay, done? Did you understand this part of it? Yeah?
So when I type in any text or like M1, so the SID generated for that text will be same or
SID is not generated for the text. SID is generated for M1.
M1.
It will be there.